There's a comfort to November that feels different from any other time of year. The wind moves across the ridges, the air turns crisp, and home starts to feel like shelter again. These are the days when I find myself turning inward, settling the home little by little before the cold settles in for good. A warm breakfast, a tidy room, and the smell of soup on the stove, and the hum of family life tucked in between it all. I've started thinking of it as settling the home before winter settles in, a rhythm that brings both peace and purpose in the simplest days. I like to start the morning in the kitchen, getting breakfast going while the house wakes up. There's something about the sound of breakfast cooking that sets the tone for the whole day. A warm skillet, the smell of breakfast, and a quiet start before the day gets busy. I'm frying sausage in my great aunt's cast iron skillet. It's been around a long time, and every time I use it, I think of all the meals she must have cooked in it before it found its way to my stove. I fry up an egg and make a quick sausage gravy to spoon over a slice of sourdough bread for my girls. Simple food made with what we have on hand. It's the kind of cooking that keeps this home steady. Little routines like this remind me how homemaking often begins long before the day really starts. Once the kitchen's cleaned up, I turn my attention to our living room, one of the most lived-in spaces in this old farmhouse. I start by cleaning the most high-traffic areas, the always grubby spots, the side table beside the couch, and the little table where the girls will eat snacks and do homeschooling. And the window beside this table always seems to have fingerprints, no matter how often I wipe it down. Every window in this 1908 Victorian farmhouse could use a good washing, but they are so tall, and the flies and the Asian beetles and stink bugs have been so terrible this year. I'll wait until a cold snap comes before I try to tackle them. I fluff the couch pillows next, and this slipcover could really use a washing, but that'll have to wait too. I love this couch. It's a Facebook Marketplace find. I got it for only $200, and I still can't believe that. Marketplace has become one of my favorite places to find pieces for this house. Just the other week, I found a beautiful set of dining chairs there because we needed a new set. One of the chairs that we had before, the leg kept coming off, so it was time to find something new. But older furniture just holds up better, and it was built to last. I've had this summer wreath hanging in this corner that I took down from our side door, and I've been needing to take it up to the attic. So I'm going to set it next to the stairs so it can make its way up there. And I don't know if it's just me, but fall has snuck up on me this year. Usually I'm ready for it long before the air cools, but somehow it slipped in quietly. I add a few real pumpkins and dried gourds around the room, small touches from nature since we don't have much storage space here. There's no basement, and we only have 2 real closets. Old farmhouses were not built for excess. They were built for only what they need. And it is teaching me, by living in this old farmhouse, to really pare down and be thoughtful and intentional with the items that I own. I've learned to let the seasons decorate for me, to bring in what nature offers and to call that enough. I will pull out some cozy things though, blankets and quilts in this sheepskin that I found locally this summer. And our basket trunk is full of warm quilts and throws, ready for the chill ahead. The candle is lit, and this fireplace glows, and the house feels a little more like November. Outside, my dad brought us a full dump truck load of firewood that he and Colby cut and split back on our family farm. The thud of the tailgate and the smell of fresh cut wood, those are the sounds and scents that belong to November around here. Before Dad drove off, the girls climbed into the cab of the truck, both standing on the floorboard while he wrapped his arms around them. Their cheeks were pink from the wind, and they were grinning ear to ear. These are the kind of moments that you want to bottle up and keep forever. We heat this old farmhouse with an outdoor wood furnace now. It still gives that same deep warmth of a wood stove, just without the smoke and ash inside. There's something about seeing a full wood pile this time of year that settles me. It's a quiet kind of comfort, knowing the work's been done and the home is ready for the cold that's coming. Later that afternoon, I started a big pot of vegetable soup. I had a few carrots that needed to be used and some beans from the garden I'd frozen earlier in the season. I just needed to snap them a bit smaller for soup. I try to keep a few bags of vegetables from the garden in the freezer. They make it easy to throw together a meal when the day gets away from me. And the beans always snap better when they've been frozen. They break clean and add a bit of freshness to a fall soup. I added a bag of garden corn and some soaked lentils, ground beef, tomato sauce, and a little bit of chicken bone broth, since I'm out of beef this week. I always soak lentils like I would dry beans. It helps them cook evenly and makes them easier to digest while improving your nutrient absorption. A small, old-fashioned step that just makes sense. These soaked for about 6 hours, and then I rinse them and soak them again for a bit longer. The broth turns wonderfully starchy and thick. A little onion, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. That's all it needs. I've been leaning more on pantry meals lately. Soups and stews and casseroles. The kind of food that's simple, nourishing, and makes the house smell wonderful all afternoon. It's one of the things I love most about this season of homemaking. Meals like this remind me that contentment usually starts in the kitchen. If you'd like to find more of our family's simple from-scratch meals, you can always find our heirloom heritage recipes on my blog, ourhomeandheritagewv. The kitchen filled with the slow simmer smell that always reminds me of home. Something hearty, the kind of meal that makes you pause and feel grateful to be right where you are. Before supper, we slipped outside to play in what was left of the leaves. The wind had scattered them across the yard, so we gathered what we could, picking out all the twigs and using the girls' little rake since I could not find mine anywhere. Their laughter carried across the field and echoed off the old barn, and the sun set low and golden. It was one of those fleeting fall evenings that feels like a little keepsake. It's hard sometimes to slow down in the whirlwind of motherhood and truly take the moments in. I've been trying to be more mindful, to intentionally slow down and really feel each moment and gather those moments close to my heart. Back inside, I took the soup off the stove and dipped up a bowl. There is nothing better on a crisp November day than fresh soup after playing in the leaves. These quiet days of November always remind me how good it feels to be home, to prepare, to nurture, to settle the home before winter settles in. And thank you so much for being here and for sharing these ordinary, beautiful moments of home with me. Until next time, friend.